Star Children. Greetings. Greetings, Star Children. Hopefully I can get that settled in. I hope everyone is feeling the high energies. We just had a solar storm hit in New Mexico. It's actually really beautiful because the wind's picking up. It's all ultraviolet light. It feels like tornado winds and full-blown tornado winds in New Mexico. It's all ultraviolet plasma. So Stargate, so I'm on mountain time, and Stargate blew in and dialed in. It's actually really cool. So obviously, you know, we have activity in here and then out there. So the Stargate dials in, and it sounds like a sonic wave through your Merkaba. Hi, Matthew. So the Stargate dialing in was around 154, 155. I actually marked it down because I was so excited when it blew open and I could hear it dialing in. It sounds like a sonic force. And I was like, yes, you know, I was like, yay, really excited about it. I was like reaching out and singing my harmonics through my crown. It's harmonic music. And I was telling my avatar, I was like, integrate more, integrate more. I was like, let's do this. Come more into the vessel. And it was like that big feeling. I was like, come more into the vessel or take me home or take me wherever we're supposed to be going to. Hi, Catherine. Hello, my love. You can all state where you guys are from. So welcome to our Starseed Evolution community. I wanted to get on because I want to talk about what's coming up. So it's actually really interesting. And it has been for a while. But the Stargate blew open. It sounds like a sonic force. It was really beautiful because it's the Stargate opening. The Stargate dials in, and it dials in through the Merkaba, which is the super quantum computer system. Okay, so it dials in, and you know the gates are about to pop open. So you know you're about to have a gate opening, and then you synchronize. There's a huge process to it. Yeah, Australia, New Haven, Connecticut. Hello. So 154 Mountain Time. I actually wrote it down. So the sonic wave, rainbows and white light, is God consciousness blowing open. Solar flares is all God consciousness. So a lot of people are going to be feeling the fourth dimension collapsing again within inside of them. Everyone has to play out their roles, and you're going to have to play out many roles right now. If you're in the third dimension or fourth dimension, if you're still in the fourth dimension and you won't move out of judgment, and if you're still playing your roles and still playing the drama and still playing the game and still judging everything out there, judging yourself internally, okay, so everything will be coming to a major collapse again. So all of you guys, everything serves a purpose, right? So you have to understand to honor the sacred purpose is just because you chose contracts to take 5 to 6 years to 10 years because you hold resistance with expanding your heart center. And there's a lot more to that too, but we'll go into that. Christ consciousness is accelerated. I'm going to say Christed God consciousness is what's coming in from the solar flares. So you guys will be feeling the high energies. But in New Mexico, since I got here, the wind will blow, and all I see is ultraviolet plasma. So I have my pink light on, but it's actually really funny. But anyways, pink is abundance with inside. So I chose pink. It's all like ultraviolet. So I'm sitting here as the winds are coming in from the solar flares and the plasma, and it's a solar, it's a really is in New Mexico. It's really cool because it's really solar winds of plasma frequencies, and at least in my universe it is. So I'm in a higher dimension, so my universe it actually is. Now I've connected to the earth grids, and I know what the earth grids need in the ley lines. Besides all the artificial intelligence, lots of pollution and toxin and stuff over in this area. And I won't get into the other, I won't get into the lower dimensions too much because I don't think they hold a purpose anymore in my reality. So I connected to the earth grids to see like, what is it that you need? So I'm just playing my harmonics, playing my music, my guitars, the orchestras, and I'm just playing them, just sitting here playing harmonics, loud angelic harmonics, and just blowing out rainbow lights everywhere. So that's my purpose, and I sing a song. This song is obviously sacred, so I don't, I think I've sung it one time, possibly, right? Yeah, one time on a live, and that's it. So primal sound fields. The Stargate dialing in is the primordial sound fields. It was so loud. I was telling the universal God world, I said, take me home. Let's go. Pull me up. Do whatever you have to do. And then integrating with my avatar. So that was really fun. And then what happens is now you have to go through all your multidimensional aspects. And my heart was opening and expanding more. So that was at 154. Now I had to sit, I had to create. I got back on my website and I started changing stuff up, releasing a lot with inside of me that needs to be released, valuing myself. So there was a lot that was coming up, and then lots of judgment, right? Judgment and expectations. And this has been for the past few days, but I can see that the fourth dimension is collapsing collectively with inside of me, which is collectively collapsing external. And I already did a live today, but I wanted everyone to kind of tune in tone with me just to understand what's happening here. God consciousness is blowing open. Okay, so if you notice, maybe about last week I was doing tons of videos for the Christic Sophia. There's a reason for it. So that's the Divine Mother, Divine Holy Mother coming in. Now you can tell my Divine Masculine is in the house. The big one in the house is the Avatar that comes in and speaks, and will kind of move you through illusions, and will move you through energetic loops. And you can tell this one is fully integrating more and more. It is going, in a sense, upgrading to Christ consciousness itself, which is a higher version of me, but is me. So the only reason why I would be separating right now is because I had to drop into the fourth dimension again in order for me to be able to look within collectively and observe, to transmit back up to the universe. And it's a universal realm. It's called the Eckic. The Eckic, they call it the Akash, the Eckic, or the universe, or the worlds of God. Okay, so it looks like a Stargate. It looks like 4 Stargates actually. So what I do is I have to go into the fourth collectively, and I have to see everything coming up so I can transmit up, and to transmit my observations and my reviews. So I have to see everything inside of me, which is always easy for me. The internal is the easiest unless it's something really cellular deep. If it's trauma deep, if it's my inner child, then that takes a little bit more time to process, and it is a full process, and then it dissolves, and it has to clear out, and I have to sit and walk around and play out all the roles by myself. So I'm okay with being with me, if that makes sense. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years by myself. I'm okay with that. Most people hold on to attachments, okay? Attachments out there. Codependency, always wanting somebody around. It's okay, in a sense, where I am, because I'm on a pathway of ascension in my master templates, that if it takes 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, if it takes 10 years to do this within me, it's not really by myself, it's with all parts of me multidimensionally in my avatar, then that's how long it will take. So hopefully you guys would be able to understand that. The human self and the fourth dimensional self holds on to attachments all the time. That's the drama in the play, okay? And it really is. You have to play out all of these roles and constantly play out all of these roles. I always tell everyone, the only one that's ever going to be there for you is you. And it's all multidimensional yous, okay? And your higher version and your avatar. Those are the ones, okay, yous that will be there with you. So hopefully you'll be able to understand that. Releasing codependency in the collective consciousness is going to be huge. There's a few other things. When I was tuning into my heart and I was opening the heart and I was vibrating and vibrating, I wanted to vibrate to a timeline and I wanted to open my heart. And I just told God consciousness. And Source told me this morning, Source came in and talked to me too as well. And when I was doing my sun gazing, and Source said, you know, you dropped back into judgment again. So I'm going to have to tune and tone again. It seems like you're going to have to keep dissolving, you know, on the skeleton structures and the nervous structures within inside. And the judgment is within. So it's all judgment within. So Source was able to show me everything and was like, well, I showed you everything and how everything works, right? I showed you how to use and to materialize your reality. I took you out. I've done all these things in the past few years in order for you to recognize you can materialize your reality through programming your Merkaba. You can program your Merkaba system, right? You can program your reality. Then went into the vibrational frequencies and hertz and how everything materializes, and I'll have to just sleep for the reality to materialize. It was going back into judgment again, kind of like going back into the human self is what Source was showing me. Source is, you're going to have to figure out how to dissolve this matrix really fast. So I heard what Source said. It was like, I already told you how everything works, right? So just keep sun gazing, go inside and open your heart. Where do you believe all this? Why do you believe all this? Why are you believing in all this? Open your heart more. So I just laid and focused and opened up my heart until my next session. So I had new babies come in. So I had new Orndars come in. And then I got up and created and I started to work. So I have new Orndars come in, and that was beautiful. So I actually got really excited about that. And I know when the Andarians come and new Andaras come, that everything will be going through another collapse. Everything has to with inside of me. So then I was able to open my heart more. And as I was tuning and toning to the Christed God consciousness frequencies that are coming in from the solar flares, I was able to open more and open more. So a lot of you guys will be experiencing this right now. I was sitting here just with like the highest version of me, and I was sitting here moving through loops and loops through time. So loops through time is from this point, we're in 2022, looping from 2020. So it's energetic loops between right now, dissolving them, and then 2020. So it's about 2 years ago, 2019. Sitting there just observing. And then as we observe, we open up everything. Yeah. We open up the super quantum computer system. We actually start moving through time and space. And we have to sit there and dissolve the energetic loops. We're observing every single atom, molecule, thought, consciousness, collective consciousness, millions of collective consciousness, all in 1 nanosecond. In order for us to dissolve the collectives inside, if that makes sense. So it's all of us, like a big team coming in and all just sitting there trying to move out these energetic loops through the collective consciousness. You can call that expansion, but you can do it when you advance more into your galactic consciousness. I don't want to say advancement, but I am going to say that, okay? Just for a minute. When you start activating in light, as you activate in light, you will start to unify all parts of you through all time and space, through all time cycles. So there's always going to be an evolved you, an angelic you that's on a system that will help you and assist you moving through time and space, mastering time, all kinds of stuff, moving through illusions, mastering through illusions, energetic loops, timelines, timeline adjustments, conversions, all kinds of stuff. So when we were looking at everything, we had to go back in time and keep going back in time because there was so much judgment coming up. And the judgment I can move through internally, but it's the judgment of the collectives. So it's just really interesting. Everything that we were sitting here observing, right? So kind of like into the community, it kept coming up, WayShowers. WayShowers that are out there. So I actually assist and guide, and I teach WayShowers and conscious leaders to create, to create their passions and their desires, and to construct it in a sense, and a quantum, nonlinear foundation, if you want, and then move out there, okay? Elevating them, all right? Expectations. If you are a WayShower, doesn't matter where you are, where you start, how many years you have, okay? So remove all the labels, identities, aspects, and judgments, right? Because everyone, you have to understand the reality and how it works and the multidimensional reality. So it all depends on what dimension that you fluctuate in. If you are a WayShower awakening in the third dimension, then you have to dissolve the third dimension, which means you have to play out. You have to continuously play out everything. All of the roles, all of the judgment, all of the expectations, all of the labels, all the collapses, and more some. You'll be able to understand that. As you activate into the fourth dimension, you have to do the same. Okay? So the mentalities of the 3D is what you call a lower consciousness mentality. So you would have to play that all out. All right. And you can say that's judgment, but most likely it's going to be a lot of mentalities of someone who is sleeping. Contracts of people that are sleeping, in a sense. You'd have to play it out, whether you think so or not, right? So you have no choice but to play it out. And you're going to have to kind of move through it really fast and dissolve it. You can do it in your sleep. And then you move into the fourth dimension, and that's going to be the really fun one, okay? So persecution, pointing fingers, light and dark, separation, and judgment, okay? This person's good, go to this person's better, this person is dark, this person is light, fourth dimension, all right? It's actually really, so you have to understand, I sit with angelics and high galactic councils and high angelic councils, and we actually really do laugh about a lot of stuff because they're just like, what? Okay? Sitting there just kind of laughing because you're not understanding that when you come into my space and you come into my conscious field, our conscious field, because we're family, when you come into our conscious field, and this is just this field, so all you see physically is me. You're not understanding how many me's are standing around. You're not understanding that there's a family standing around. You're not understanding there's the Christos guardian races that are standing here. Because the Christos guardian races and the indigo races, some of them that are here on this planet, guard my field, okay? So we all can communicate to each other at a light speed. And this has to go eventually, all right? So we all sit here, and what we do is we see as a collective, because we're in unity, and unity consciousness, how can we dissolve the collective consciousness of everything that we're seeing? We actually do laugh about it for a long time. And it's been like this for like 5 years. Really interesting, right? So you have that too, right? And then the next thing that comes all the time is now you put money into the equation, right? So money comes into the equation, goes drop the money bag right here. So if you see, like, we are like in a high council meeting and we have to dissolve this, all right? You have to understand that we sit here all day long. And most of the time we're laughing because when people come into the field and they speak, it's all right because we're able to see the programming and the collective consciousness. We're able to see the programming that's running millions and millions of collectives right now. So it's good. But judgment has come up big time. So I always go inside just to see where am I judging myself? Where do I have expectations as a wayshower? Most likely I'll start from age 1 to 36, because you have to run through time and you have to learn how to master time. Run through time, running through time through the whole system. So I'll have to go in every single part of me, every multidimensional aspect of me, and I'll have to run through time, and then I have to unify it. Okay? So this is for all wayshowers, because you have to understand you're a wayshower if you charge or not. Just want you to know that. All right, so this is for, and I'm just going to say Galactic Guardians, people that are waking up, people that are still mastering the 4th dimension, because it's a mastery point in Ascension. So the 3D is a mastery point. Just want you to know that. 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, beyond. You guys can follow me. So the next thing is that I have a beautiful person that I always see come up, and it always comes up, right? So this person woke up for the collective consciousness. He woke up because he's supposed to be a wayshower and a leader. So it's really funny how we were sitting here, he keeps coming up, coming off of the field, and it's always his judgment, and then always his judgment, right? And he does so much work for the collective consciousness. He integrates. The thing is like, the reality is like, you're not understanding what we do, okay, or what you do. So if you're awakening, you wouldn't even understand what you do. So we activate key codes and light codes, and we anchor in high frequencies of light into the earth grid. And that's the reason why we awaken first, okay? Then some of us want to develop, their own business, okay? So I've watched this person work really hard and work hard, anchor in high templates, create, lead thousands of people, work a job, and people judging him, okay? So it's really interesting. And I sat here and was like, that's really interesting, And it's just interesting because he'll only charge like a few $1,000s for his curriculums. And it's like 26 weeks. 26 weeks. Or like, what is it, 15 weeks? Yeah, about 15 weeks for a few $1,000s. And I remember just listening to everyone trying to say this person's all about the money. I'm sitting here kind of laughing because the person, and it is we laughing, because the people that are judging this are not out there full blown a full service at all. They're either 1 foot in the linear, 1 foot in the non-linear, okay? Still going to work and having a job. And this person, this man, wanted to go full service. He had a dream and a passion, right? So I've heard this too. And this really came up today. It's not really about me, because I don't really care, because I looked at that too, but I was like, why does this keep coming up? Why does it keep coming up? This person has a dream and a passion, and he's been doing this for years. Do you have any idea what it's like to transition transition from the 3D job to a fifth dimensional job, right? So it's like 14 weeks, 26 weeks, only for, what is it? I think it's only for like a few $1,000s or $15,000, okay? And I'm going to talk about this just for a minute. Do you have any idea what it's like to set up a space, to bring in templates, to activate light codes, to create a curriculum that is your energy and your time, okay? Do you have any idea that we fry with our Kundalini to bring in these transmissions for you, okay? And you guys think that, in a sense, you're judging and thinking it's all about the money, or that you think that this person's only about the money, and it's 14 weeks and 20 weeks of a curriculum that the person probably fries his whole body just to bring in this transmission for you and curriculum. So this came up today. So I want to tell other WayShowers out there that, you know, and the other thing is that hopefully people will remove their veils of judgment. All right? Especially when you are creating karma and you're not realizing, and it's not really karma, but you're creating a boomerang effect and a cause and effect. So hopefully you guys will be able to understand universal laws and spiritual principles. So I will tell you this, majority of them have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and they're just judging. So when you go full blown into your full service role, do you know what's going to happen to you if you're judging another person? What do you think is going to happen? So I know someone will answer. If you're not understanding, every single thought form and strand creates a strand. So this means that you're going to have to relive everything that this person went through, and you're going to have to see, oh my God, now I see what this person goes through. Now I see it, right? Now I can actually see. So that's the beauty of the system. In a sense, the reflection templates have a purpose in the 4th dimension, and that's for you to actually play out everything, for you to expand your heart, for you to be able to reflect, and for you to look within. So I see this a lot, and I always see people judging. And it's really funny because me and the high councils have sat here and going, it really is always this person, it's another person, it's about 3 or 4 different people that we see, and lots of judgment, right? Lots of we call it persecution and pointing the finger, and this person's good, this person's bad. You're playing out a role in the 4th dimension the whole time, and you're supposed to be with your heart open. And some of these people are WayShowers too, that have been WayShowers awakened for about 10 years too as well, and still playing out all of these roles. And it's really interesting, just kind of looking into the collectives and just sitting here observing it. So I always tell everyone, you know, it'd be really funny besides just getting to the point, because I only have so many people around, but all you guys do is show me about light and dark and judgment in the 4th dimension. How can I assist to go to sleep and collapse this for all of you guys, right? Now, if you were to look at the beauty of things, and just for a second, because the Christ of God consciousness is wanting you guys to look within right now. So if you are led to this, it's because you're ready to look within. But you have to understand, what if the whole planet was in unity consciousness? What would that feel like? Okay? Do you ever sit and visualize everyone in unity? Okay? Unity consciousness and everyone oneness again. Everyone in oneness. If you are judging out there, you're separated within you. You judge yourself. Okay? So if the whole planet was in unity consciousness, imagine that, and try to hold that frequency. What would it be? Do you guys ever even think about this? Ever? Because God consciousness is asking you to, in a sense, to remember, because a lot of you guys are beautiful beings, in a sense, spreading this word of beauty and love and light and all this beautiful stuff. But do you hold that frequency of love within inside of you? Is your heart open? So I've sat here and observed, and I have shaked in the presence of the ones, and I would be sitting there vibrating and shaking of the ones that I sit here and just watch, that perceive and have layers of masks. And I'm just sitting here looking at you, just wondering, are you ever going to dissolve what is making me vibrate so much? You know, that density. And I'm hoping all my brothers and sisters do, because you are my brothers and sisters, because I've seen that too as well. But you all are awakening to your consciousness. When you get to the stairway of heaven, which is funny, when you actually get there and that click comes in, it's a click. It really is a lock-in, and your heart explodes and you can feel God consciousness for the first time, and that Christed light penetrating your heart. And it will either be in this incarnation, on this ascension journey, or it will be right before you leave your body, when you're ready to ascend. You will feel it, I promise you. But I hope that you open your heart enough to understand that I hope you guys are able to see the judgment and the separation within inside of you. And hopefully you'll be able to remove that last veil. There's a lot that talk about leaving the body, and the last veil is that last veil of judgment. Okay? And that is the final ascension, is when you remove those veils completely. So if you were to think of everyone in unity and unity consciousness, how are we supposed to come together as all WayShowers and conscious leaders if you guys are still playing out your fourth dimensional roles? Okay? And speaking in a fourth dimensional frequency too. I wanted to talk about this because I don't think you understand the energy and the time and the mastery of ascension, that the WayShowers walk on a path, and they can keep reflecting, a lot of them do, and then it doesn't matter where you guys are at. So moving into the fifth dimension and holding that space. If you are a WayShower, okay, you're going to have to move through dimensions of the 3D, dimensions of the 4D. If you're in the 4D, and I will tell you this, if you reside in the 4D, it's probably because you're going to you keep participating, and you keep participating in the dramas and the plays. So I always pull back completely, and my big one in the house will come in and will tell anyone, do not bring this into our field. And that's it. And that is my divine masculine. Do not bring separation and judgment into the field. I will not be answering you at all. Okay? That is the true avatar. The avatar full embodiment is Christed God consciousness. It is the full embodiment of source. God consciousness is not separated. So when you bring separation, that's showing me you're still in your ego, which means we could unify in 6 months, a year, 6 years, 10 years. Okay? So that's all it would show me. So if you are in the fourth dimension as a WayShower and you're just like, man, I just can't move out of this, you're going to have to clear these timelines really fast. And where do you participate in separation and judgment? The biggest one for the Galactic community, I think, is really funny. It's the Armageddon softwares, which I think are funny. The light and dark, the false light systems, to me, I think are hilarious too. It's a good play out. I always tell my higher selves, this is a really good play out. So who designed this? Who actually designed this Ascension school? So I always tell them, who designed all this? You guys are funny. It's the only way that the higher versions can get everyone to learn, in a sense. It seems like to me really fast, kind of to play out all the roles and the contracts. So there's a lot that I sit here and laugh about. I always ask them, so like who designed these program stations for the Ascension school? Anyways, I actually work on trying to upgrade the program stations, radio stations that I see. I'm like, can we upgrade these? So kind of wanted to go into that about energy, time, creation, because that came up too. Expectations and how we see ourselves as wayshowers. Those are going to be all parts of you, multidimensional aspects of you and identities, and then judgment too as well. That's where you will integrate the templates, the divine power, pure love. I'm sorry, divine pure love, divine wisdom and intelligence. Okay, so that's going to be the threefold flame, cosmic trinity. I'm sure you guys would understand that you would be able to eventually see the flames igniting in the pineal gland. It's actually really cool because you'll see the flames igniting. I wanted to touch base on this just because I always tell everyone, all you guys see is what you see, because that's all as far as your human self can see. So human intelligence is the new word. Dissolving human intelligence. All you're going to see when you walk into a WayShower space that is bringing in a beautiful curriculum for the collective consciousness for everyone that wants to learn, all you're going to see is a price tag. That's human intelligence. Okay? Do you know anything about what the person goes through to create the energy and the time, the codes, the templates, the beautiful orchestra creation? Okay? And for some reason, a lot of people think it's just like they're only about the money. Okay. Well, when you become your full-blown beautiful you, and you will become it, you will have to, what you transmit, you're going to have to relive, and you'll continuously have to relive it until you can go and reflect that one point in time that you had that frequency of judgment and go, oh my God, now I understand. That is what experience is. Okay? That's what experience is. So judgment. If we were able to unify as a community, do you know how powerful we could be? But it's not really about powerful. Do you know how we could actually boom the collectives? The reason why it hasn't been done yet with all the conscious leaders in the WayShowers, okay, and all of the light workers and starseeds and indigos, and I'm going to tell you the key. The biggest key is because you guys are still playing out your separation and judgment in the 4D. That was a good rap. That was a good one. That was a good one. That's my avatar up there. Yeah, that's a good one. There's a bunch of avatars up here, and they all sing and they dance, actually. And they move like from side to side. So they're actually really funny. Really funny avatars. But it's true, that's the biggest key. So the reason why we haven't bulldozed it, and we really have not, I mean, there's a lot of us, they already did, but the reason why it's not that biggest boom knockdown is because, and like collapsing completely, is because you haven't unified. They perceive the mask of unification, and there is no unification. Okay, so just remember that. If you're going to start a New Earth community, I realize the New Earth communities are in unity consciousness. And I'm going to say, those are the ones that you'll be aligned to. Eventually you'll come across it. My favorite one is Neo Network and Quantum Conversations. She's awesome because that is, you can see, what is her name? I think it's Laura. I hope it's her name, sorry. But she's actually really beautiful. When she speaks, you can tell she's fully embodied with her avatar because I can hear the orchestra of her system when she speaks and she talks. Okay, so it really does become that full embodiment too as well. Just letting you guys know, that is the key. It's one of the biggest keys right now. So hopefully you guys will be able to release your veils very soon. We have tons of solar flares, lots of Christed God consciousness, and really beautiful new star children coming in that are just blowing the collectives apart. So hopefully you guys will want to unify inside. Now, you can unify outwards, okay? But if you are playing out that game of judgment and light and dark, and pointing the finger at other people, you have to understand that this is only how you see you. All right? So you have to flip it inwards. I can flip it inwards all day long, and I play out all these roles with my higher self, and we play it out, play it out. I don't care if I'm talking to myself. Like, we'll sit there and play everything out, every single aspect of me every year, from like infant 1 to 3 years old. It's actually really weird when you're like you're in that infant stage and you can feel yourself as a baby rebirthing, and those are all death cycles. You go through death cycles and rebirth, massive ones. So I play everything out with my avatar because I chose this path. Now, not everyone has to, and it's okay, but I'm talking to the ones that really want to go into the fifth dimension and higher, that want to move through their levels of ascension in multidimensional consciousness, quantum living, to activate their galactic consciousness, their universal consciousness. Okay. I would like for you guys just to understand this too. Geshe Fokusanti. Geshe Fokusanti. But thank you, yeah. Love, light, shining. So I just want you guys just to, you want to just remember to release judgment every single day and dismantle the frequencies within your physical body. Because if this is you inside, then you're just mirroring a dark programming. You're playing out Luciferian programming, which is not actually Luciferian programming. That is false programming. You're not realizing that you are, because that's the Armageddon softwares that you have to move out of your body. So the end of the world, Armageddon softwares, it actually gets really fun sometimes, a little bit. I've had some really big play out scenes with my avatar selves, and there's a bunch of avatar selves, and they do rap sometimes because they like rhyming. So you have to play out all of these roles, and you'll realize you could be playing these out for years. I think I did a good 3 years, and then my higher self just recently just was like, kind of picked me up through a Stargate and ran me through Stargates, gate after gate after gate after gate after gate, really fast, and said, "We're going here." Okay? That's what he said. He said, "Build your website. Let's keep going. Who cares what they say?" That was a crazy run, right? 2020 was a crazy run. So going back from 2020, 2019, sitting out and playing out. You have to play these all out. You have to play all these contracts out. Agendas. There you go. Intentions and agendas. Funny agendas. Observations on some hilarious agendas. It really is interesting. So it's like coming into the field, and it's really funny coming into my field. I can read you in a light speed. So I can see everything, all of your intentions, all of your agendas, every single thing. And I sit here with my couches going, oh my God. Like, all right, so now what do we do, right? So I have to play now. I say, okay, so where are we going to learn? So what we do is we observe. And as we sit and we observe everything, we send it up. And we do. We'll just sit there and send it up. And the highest place would be, the God consciousness currents. We actually just sit and we'll send everything up because we have to. We're here to observe. So it goes right up to the echic systems and right up to, it's not really the highest ones. It's like it's beyond the councils, beyond the Andromeda Council. So we have to sit here and send it up and go, so this is what's going on, kind of like the programmer station, I guess. And we have to sit and play everything out. So then we kind of send it up, and then we'll have to post it. It's kind of funny. Kind of like, that's why I call myself the Galactic Spy. We have to post it on like a board. It's like a collective board. So we can actually see all the programs that are running. And it is dark programming, false programming, Armageddon softwares, NA intelligence, artificial intelligence, agendas, motives, whatever it is. And we sit there and we'll just kind of look at it and just go, okay, but we're dismantling it. And that's the whole point. We're dismantling it for the collective consciousness. It's actually, it's really interesting because we have to sit there and look at everything in order to assist you guys with deprogramming it. Because a lot, if we could just get through this faster, we could all be in the heaven on earth experience. The hearts could be awakened. You know, we came in here on galactic missions. So they said it's just really funny where you're just like, all right. And it's like you can read everything. So when you're a wayshower and you can go into all of this, you have to open up your heart and just come from a place of non-judgment. And then you're gonna have to learn how to let go and release cords right away and just move throughout your day. Okay? Kind of just keep your heart open because the triggers is what you need to look at. Just because most likely the other person on the end won't be able to see anything. And it's just because most of the time they're programmed. And it's okay. You just have to understand you have to move through it, see what can you do. Most of the time somebody just needs love and that's it. So they need love from the heart center, guidance, support, you know, but from a place where you are not overstepping boundaries, internal boundaries, and then boundaries external. So when the cords start latching, and they will, so draining energy, majority of the time, they drain energy off of you too. So we have to master many techniques. So I hope everyone, there's a lot more than us just like building curriculums or doing this and then just putting it out there, right? All right, so we have to anchor in the templates, activate them, create. There's a whole system that comes to it, but then we also have to strengthen our light field, especially if you're in the fourth dimension and you're going to mastery. As you go to mastery, you have to emanate your light outwards, build your pillar of light, and that's a whole mastery in itself, and that's energetic mastery. So you'll have to go through this too. This is for WayShowers too as well. Kind of going into the building construction is just something that came up today, and something that we keep seeing over and over again, which I think is just really funny. So it was just like, just kind of sitting here going, this keeps coming up, it keeps coming up. So it's a reality I can dissolve with inside of me. And I've already dissolved it. So I honestly thought, you know what? This is good to talk about. It's a good example. The reason why is because we have so many wayshowers that have passions and creations. And it is the judgment of others is what is stopping them. Why are they scared? You know, expectations, expectations of conscious leadership. This is quantum. This is non-linear. The fifth dimension. You know, I teach all of my beautiful people that come to me to move through that really fast and to go non-linear. But you have to understand there's a lot more to it. So it's if you have a passion and you're a way shower, okay, and you see it, and it doesn't matter what it is, you know, don't ever give up. Please keep doing it. Even if you see yourself judging or anything that I am talking about today, it really doesn't matter. You have to understand that those are programs. You have to play it out. You just don't have a choice. You have to play out all these contracts, and you have to play out the soul contracts until you actually decide that you want to release all the soul contracts. Okay, that you pay all your contracts paid in full and soul contracts paid in full, and you'll have to move them out unless it's something really deep in your veils or deep within the physical body that you keep materializing. You keep activating a timeline and materializing this timeline over and over again. You keep materializing it. You're most likely going to have to play it out in your dream states, and then you're going to have to play it out in your waking states. Speaking in purity, right? Knowing how not to get caught up in the game of when people are talking about other people. Okay, be the person to be the highest person to sit there and say, you know what? Let's not bring this into the field. Okay? Why don't you be the stronger person? I mean, you'll feel the acceleration, the activation. Once you do that in a group, okay? And this could be anyone. It could be family, friends, or way showers, light workers, or healers, whatever it is, okay? And they're constantly playing out this game. And once you actually speak your true and authentic voice, being your avatar, because your avatar does not play that game, okay? Once you actually do it, you're going to realize you're going to be shipped up, packed up, and moved out really fast. The reason why this is going to happen is because you completed your experience. You did it. Your avatar is like, I locked in. This is it. Time to go. Release your attachment. We're going into the 5D. Yeah, get your gold shoes. Let's go. Are you ready? Pack your bags. No, you're not staying in this healing retreat. Come on, let's go. It's like you can't. This is fourth dimension. We got to move you to the next level. Are you ready? And you're like, yes, I'm ready. So you're like the divine child, and then there's the inner child, the ego child is not ready to go, wants to hold on to the attachments, going, what do you mean? When you take that step to be your higher self, the full-blown avatar within, coming from a place within inside of you, to stand and say, I'm not allowing this into the fields anymore. This is your universe, your galaxies, your universe. That's your reality. Once you choose not to have any reality, everything goes. You'll be going through a major collapse. And then it's time to go to the next level. So you realize you most likely will shift into to ship out right away. So hopefully that will be able to assist you. So don't hold on to attachments and expectations. Expectations of others and attachments and holding on. That's going to be big too. Persecution, light and dark, war, anger, fighting, everything will be coming out right now with all the solar flares coming up. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what communities you're in. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. You will be able to see it play out until it stops playing out when you choose to move out of the collectives, and that's pulling everything together multidimensional, and dissolving it completely. So I hope this is able to assist you guys, but I really wanted to talk about it in a sense because it kept coming up. And if you are a WayShower, okay, and you are building a retreat, you're building temples, you're building your own website, you're building a Facebook page, you're building a YouTube channel, and your heart is open and you really want to be a full service to others, okay? And then there's a part of you that is going to be clearing the third dimension. And there's a part of you that's going to be clearing the fourth dimension. So you'll be fighting through that the whole time, and that's okay. That serves a purpose. All right? So I hope this will be able to assist you guys. It should focus into, I think that blew out. I would hope that you guys keep going, keep building and creating your passions, but don't hold on to attachments to that website or that Facebook page right now, or that YouTube channel, or anything you're building. You better get up and start rewriting right now. You better start changing stuff up, because that's quantum. All right? You're going to have to shift and change because we're in a rewrite. And this is a huge rewrite. So you have to get on and to see, what am I going to create? What is new coming in? I need to rewrite everything right now. This is going to be important. You don't have to dismantle it, okay? Or take it all down. Unless your higher self says, when you telepathically communicate to your higher self says, you know what, let's go build something new. Something new for the rewrite. And you want to be able to do this too. So a lot of us struggle in certain areas. And the only reason why you're struggling, because you're not really struggling, is because you're allowing your power to be taken from you. Okay? And in the fifth dimension, there is money. Okay? If you haven't looked around, money is, everyone on the planet needs money in a sense for abundance, to have a heaven on earth experience for right now. And then that might change in the future. You never know. Or you could just go live in a community, and that's fine. It's your reality and what you want to create. Okay? It really is your reality too as well. So hopefully it's like kind of like looking into everything. You're giving your power away, If you feel like this resonates with your heart, then go for it. Putting an energetic exchange on it, you're going to have to understand that too, in pure energetic exchanges. I mean, there's a whole blueprint and a structure. There's a blueprint for the 4th dimension. There's a blueprint for the 5th dimension. So I just wanted you guys to know that too as well. I will tell you this is like my brother that has a 20, what is it, like a 15-week course or a 26-week course. That is the most beautiful course for everyone. You know, charge $4,000 or $8,000 for it, okay? Because you're worth that much. Anyone who's out there, like, go for it. Do you think your higher self is not going to bring people to you that are going to honor you and to value you? So, I mean, I don't really think the person, it's probably not my timelines anymore, but I'm just saying, you know, maybe you need to go bigger, right? And that would be good for all of them. But said, you know, maybe it's like, maybe you got to take it up a notch, right? And to value yourself and to see that that's your time. You know, this person loves everyone and has done so much. So maybe you need to see yourself in a bigger way. Maybe those are the rewrites and the change that needs to happen. So, and just letting everyone know, the one thing that I do see with some of my beautiful, beautiful ladies, okay, is, you know, when they're creating, they're so excited and they're creating all these beautiful things and all of these curriculums, and they're so excited and they're making their YouTube channels and they're doing their Facebook, they're doing their service work. They're like so excited just to be out there. As soon as they get to the frequency number of the energetic exchange, they drop, okay? They will go right in to a lower frequency. And that's good because you have to. So you will have to go into the lower frequencies in order for you to clear. And you might need to clear for a few years. You might have to clear for 6 months. You could probably clear for 6 years, okay? Or 7 years, because I've met some beautiful women too. Some beautiful women and some beautiful men that have doing a lot for 6 years and will not move into a higher frequency number for whatever reason and has all this lack for like 6 years, lack energy, living in lack, and those are their loops and their energetic loops because they're not able to see. And there's only like a certain point where they'll activate in light, and as you activate in light, it could take 6 years of light to activate, and then eventually they will be able to shift that belief system out. So it all is just shifting and dissolving belief systems really fast, right? And then moving through as an empath and a star child and an indigo or a light worker or a healer. Judgment vibrational frequencies actually does go into the fields, okay? They actually can wear those vibrations. All right. So every thought, if you could master the mind and learn how to master your mind, because even if you're not speaking it and even if you're thinking it, it still projects through a strand into somebody's field. So this is what we call energetic mastery, and your higher selves will teach you that too as well in the future, because mine have for almost 8 years, keeping the mind still, mind present. It is mastery. It doesn't have to be my path either. You don't have to walk my path, but I've had many masters and elders teaching me about my mind, about thinking, about vibrations, about anger, about speaking in purity, about keeping the mind still in a balance and a peace, an inner peace state of consciousness. You can release the anger, and there's different releases of the frequencies. You'll have to go through that too. But mastering, and one of my highest elders would come in and teach me for the past 3 years and would tell me, you have to master this. You will have to master this because I'm going to show you how it does go into somebody's field. So I was able to open up and to see the strands of her thoughts. I also was able to feel frequencies of what is projected into the field. And that's what it says, we have to master this, because I have to show you that every thought and every speaking, every what you speak goes into this person's field. Okay, so I had to learn about vibrational frequencies, even in the mind, even here in the physical body, transmitting out. So, what transmits out? So, I had to master this too as well. And I had to continuously, and I am in continuously mastering it and mastering it. Speaking, I've mastered the speaking. Sometimes you can tell that maybe maybe I will switch into whatever dimension I have to in order for all dimensions to come in, for the avatar to come in, and that will happen too. So, mastering the mind, keeping the mind still. It's been like this for 8 years. I've been in mastery since I woke up and saying, keep the mind still, keep the mind still. I'm going to show you. I have to show you what it's doing. And it still is in the universal laws of cause and effect too. So I just wanted to talk about that too as well. I think that's good. So judgment, and like I said, if we could all unify, this is the only thing that was being shown in the blueprints, through my expansions, right? And then worrying and fears about what other people think too. That's also coming up. Judgment, separation, and kind of just moving through, in a sense, of what people think, right? But that's all within. So you would have to understand, you have to kind of work through this too as well. I always keep saying, if we could just unify, if everyone would just unify, if the whole planet, if everyone could just hold the frequency of everyone being in unity consciousness through visualization, it would be a lot different. Expectations too, because I tried doing all this stuff, wanted to get all this stuff ready. Yeah, wanting to do videos, and I guess like I would call it fancy videos and stuff like that. And I realized, you know what? I'm not going to be doing this. So I'm just going to bring it in, organic, completely, and to communicate to my family organically, no matter what, or any of my light language transmissions, and just pop on organically and just get on, And it's like no judgment. It's just I realize, you know what? I feel like this is the path that I'm going to take, and I'm going to continue to take it. And that's it. And everyone, it's like, it doesn't really matter. But those came up too. It's always been like that for a few years. Really funny stuff. Right before I do lives, I do everything live now, because when I do filming, I have to start over like 10 times. It's hilarious. It's really funny. And then now when I do lives, I can speak a lot better. It's really interesting. So hopefully this will be able to help all of my beautiful WayShowers out here. I just wanted to tell you guys, like, don't give up at all. And I don't, like, you guys are going to have to work through those systems, work through the fourth dimension, because right now the Christ God consciousness is coming in, and it's just going to blow you guys open. Like, everyone's just going to go blow open big time. I can feel it, that the solar flares are going to blow you open. You're going to have no choice but to reflect and to keep reflecting. You're going to see every mirror in front of you, every mirror in front of you, every mirror in front of you. And it's going to be like a vibrational frequency, kind of like a chi flow. And it's going to come in waves. And you're going to blow open. You have to look at another review. Blow open, look at another review. Blow open, look at another review. It's going to be continuously for a week, probably like a week and a half. If you guys are still in these stages, it's a blow. Like the amounts of Christ, the Christ God conscious light that's coming in, it's just going to blow you open enough to see all your matrices. All your matrices are going to dissolve. Armageddon softwares, false programming, dark programming, illusions, anchors, attachments, everything that you could think of. So I just want everyone to know, like, we're here to support you, but from a place of purity. And I will tell you this, the human selves with the egos, really will not feel comfortable during the next few weeks. So you won't feel comfortable, because you have to dissolve it. It just means that you're in resistance, and in massive resistance. So the purity is opening up your heart gate, and to see how much can you open it. So I'll give you a few techniques. Is that I'm doing some visualizing in order for everyone to unify into unity consciousness, because I always say if everyone could unify, and that's the whole reason, like we could have bulldozed through timelines a long time ago, but everyone is here. If you were us and the avatars and the higher selves and all of the big guys upstairs, if you want to say, it's not really big guys, that are sitting there kind of just looking at everyone on a blueprint in the planetary system's multidimensional system, and we could just see everything that's running. If you guys could just stop and unify, we could have been off and sailing with our gold shoes, but we can actually go all the way up and we can kind of see everything that's running in the collective consciousness too as well. So unity consciousness and techniques, few techniques for today, and I'm actually going to build a curriculum, right? That should be fun, right? So it's really fun with the higher selves once we get to the energetic exchange frequency. Dun dun, that's when it's like, boop, gotta go into the lower. All right. So I at least know when I go into the lowers and stuff. And we're like, all right, guys, we're going back down. We'll be coming back up. So it's like a starship train ride. So I'm going to build something, but for right now, laying for the next 2 weeks and actually opening your heart and asking God consciousness to come in. God consciousness networks in through the back of the skull, and seeing how big you can get your heart and just feeling all that love and feeling love, awakening to pure love, and just keep asking, how can I open more to pure love? How can I open to God consciousness more? I needed to open more. Laying and just working with breath work in and out, 4 deep breaths, kind of just laying there relaxing, learning how to relax and letting go. I would just say don't get anything done. Just gonna let you know, I wouldn't get anything done if I didn't have amazing people to work with, because I have amazing people to work with. I really do. I have amazing souls. I get to marry people tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. I'm actually really excited about it, but it's like I have amazing people. I probably would just say I have to reschedule, right? But I love working with everyone. It's not really that much right now. So kind of like not getting anything done at all. And then it's really funny because then you'll have the ones that's like, I have to do this and I have to work and I have to do that. So it's not true. It's an illusion too. You'll realize that one day. It's your reality. So one day you'll realize you're the master of your reality, and you'll release your holds off yourself, and you'll realize that you can do whatever you want, and you're just still in a third dimensional human self mentality, and that's what it is. So eventually you'll take your power back one day. But for the ones that are okay, the ones that are able to relax for about 10 days are okay with understanding with what I'm transmitting, and it resonates, connecting to God consciousness and just laying in bed, sleeping, resting, connecting to your heart center and just laying and focusing on your heart. You can get up and get some stuff done, but nothing that's going to cause stress to you, and really connect to the God conscious currents to open your heart more, so you're not getting the biggest bang, yeah. so you're not getting the biggest bang transmission. Everyone is going to be going inward, whether I'm going to say with the higher selves, whether they like it or not, in order for everyone to unify within inside of them. As they unify with God consciousness, they'll unify out there. So I wanted to kind of talk about a few things about dissolving the ego, perception and how you perceive too as well, because I do get some stuff sometimes and my avatar would just laugh and go, well, this is good, this is in the collectives. So everything that we see coming in, majority of the time, it's just the collectives, collective consciousness. A lot of WayShowers, WayShowers, healers, psychics, mentors, entrepreneurs, lots of you guys that are in the career. You guys are going to be bulldozing through timelines to stand in your divine power. Okay, clearing what we call enslavement contracts, reptilian DNA, and still, because we're still doing that, everyone would be, it depends on what dimension that you're in. Some of us are not anymore. Reptilian systems, and also some draconian systems, and then Atlantean systems too as well, and Orion systems, yeah. Um, and there's more out there too, but these are just some names, and it does have to play within the physical body. So a lot of you guys are going to be bulldozing and bulldozing and bulldozing through timelines and running through timelines in your dream state, running through timelines in your waking state to stand in your divine power. Okay? If you have to let everything go, you might as well start meditating with your higher self to see, do I have to let everything go? Do I have to release everything? There is no loss. Okay? There really is no loss. There is no taking away. Okay? You have to see and be the master of your ship, the master of your Merkaba. Are you being asked to let everything go right now? Okay? Ask. Now, if you get a yes, I hope you actually do it. Because that is where you're going to be having crazy collapses, and you're going to have what we call big hits. Okay, boom, everything collapsed. So, and it's all for the good, because when you get through the gates and you get through the Stargate that just dialed in, once you get through the Stargate, you're going to realize on the other side, you'll be thanking your higher self. I did it for years, and then finally I was like, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much. I was like, this is why you did all this to me. Thank you. Now I get it. So it's running me through gates too as well. Um, being kind, generosity, love, and oneness. This is important right now, especially for the communities and the spiritual communities. Hopefully, I would like to just kind of run a streamline of light in order to just boom, blast it all out. But, we really can't do that. So it's kind of like shaking it up. And this is what's happening. So the avatar selves and the big ones upstairs, I call them the big ones upstairs, what they're doing, I'll tell you a little bit of what they're doing. All right. So have you ever seen like those really big scenes? So everybody seems like they'll be playing out their Armageddon scenes again. It's Armageddon softwares. You ever seen those really big scenes in movies where something really big happens and everything, it's just like everything's falling apart, or it's like this really big catastrophic event, and it might be that, just letting you know. You got a huge solar flare, probably be like a bunch of meteors. That's fine, we'll be activating on that. And it's like a catastrophic event, right? And then all this stuff happens, there's like all this crazy stuff, all this fights, and then everyone has to come together, everyone has to unify with each other. We're about to have another one. So heads up on that. Okay. There was a false flag, but that's all I'm going to say. And kind of, I think the last one, if I was correct, about a few years ago, right? So this is actually what they keep showing me, is that there's going to be another play out. And it's kind of like, it is a play to them. You have to understand, if you were to go up with your higher self, if you were to go up with the big ones, the big ones, if you were to go up with the big ones and they were to show you everything and how everything works, you would have an understanding of what they're talking about, is that everything will have to play out. So a lot of people are going to be going through this, like catastrophic events, things happening, lots of people ascending probably, and like all at the same time, and they have to play everything out in order for them to come together and to unify into unity consciousness. So some of those like big blowout fights, the next thing you know is like something really big happens in that scene, like in that play scene, and then they all have to come together as one. So this is the only way that they know how to get you guys into the fifth dimension. They don't know any other way. Okay? So they have to set up all these contracts, all these plays, all these scenarios, all these realities, in all of these dimensions in order for you guys to unify. So a lot of you guys will realize that you're probably in the biggest loops of your life for a long time. Okay? To open up your heart. A lot of people will be like, who is they? Well, you have to go all the way up and talk to your higher self, because that's the one that's doing it to you. And you set it up before you came in here. So you're going to have to go sit and have a talk, and a really good talk with this part of you, and to see, well, what can I do? So what can I do to dissolve this matrix? What can I do to dissolve the fourth dimension? What can I do? And I gave you guys really easy techniques. I'm seeing butterflies. That's cool. I gave you some easy techniques, really simple techniques. Opening your heart for about 10 days and connecting to God consciousness to unify. Unify inward, and you'll unify external. So hopefully you guys will be able to understand everything one day. They actually do play out all these contracts. So if you actually knew what was happening, that's what it's like. If I could teach this, and I will, if you actually knew what your higher selves are doing and what the big ones are doing, in order for you guys to unify, play out all of these contracts, and those are with the loops where you feel like you're running on Groundhog's Day, same thing. Why am I seeing this again? Why am I seeing this again? Why am I seeing this again? So I'm pretty much a time traveler. It's coming in saying, I can help you get out of your loops if you just go to self-mastery. Emotional self-mastery, and step out of your resistance. It's a rehabilitation system. It's been like this for 3 seedings. We're going into our 4th seeding. It's a rehabilitation system, an earth system. If you guys want to get out, go to self-mastery really quickly, and emotional self-mastery. Meditate on your heart, expand your heart. If you go on autopilot, notice it. Autopilot is when your program is just running. It's a rehabilitation. You're going to have to sit with your higher self to look at your contracts and why are you here? It's your species that is here. Okay? It's your species. It's your origins. It's your star DNA origins is why you're here. It's an Ascension rehabilitation. We're on the 4th seeding. All right? So hopefully you guys, if you are led to this, please open your heart and connect to the Christed God consciousness light, whatever it is that you need to do. You don't have to do that, but work on your heart chakra. Master your judgment. Purify it, clear it out. Move through this veil really fast. And the separation. You're in a game that you cannot see. And a lot of you guys are in a game that you cannot see. If they were to take you up and to show you everything, you would remember. If you're playing out these roles, you're in a game. If you feel like you're looping on Groundhog's Day, you're in a game. Move out of the game. Unplug yourself. Open your heart. It's really easy. If you see the same things running, I'm a we're like time travelers. A time traveler. We can go up and look. So it's like, it's really easy. It's the most simplest thing. Self-mastery. Emotional self-mastery. Open your heart. Activate your higher heart chakra. Keep to yourself. Go be a monk or a Buddha for like a few months. Are you okay with that? See if you can do that. That should help you. Go sit with the Dalai Lama. That's it. Actually, I can see some of you guys really laughing. It's actually funny. But it's true, you know? Just trying to help you. I'll teach this one day. But for right now, I'm hanging out with the Andaras. Because they're the ones that helped me. So, they're the only things, they were the only things that helped me quantum jump and leap and Stargate jump and all kinds of stuff. help me be in happy la la land. You have crystals and all this. Oh, in the earth system, right? So I'm hoping this will be able to help you, because if you guys see yourself looping, when you move through the veils really fast and you see everything coming again and again and go, this is three years later, I hope that you drop everything if you're listening to me and go be a monk for like 30 days or 40 days. Just get out of your loop and just see what is it, and just be a monk or go be a Dalai Lama. I don't know, but you guys are going to have to see this one day, because that is the craziest system. Because I always go up and was like, this is the funniest system. I think I could have done a better job programming this. Like I always tell them that could have done a better job programming this. So you just have to kind of, I'm not going to say get through your tests anymore, because to be honest with you, I've heard some things, and we definitely need to reword this too. All right? Yeah. Anyways, it's not going to be tests anymore. We're going to reword it, because I'm one of the programmers that came in here. Yeah, creator of worlds. And we're going to use something different. So if anyone, how about we move through our experiences? That would be better. Move through the experiences. Who wants to think of a love word? Let's connect to a love word. Instead of saying you have to get through your test or master your test, how about we say experience? Because that still seems like we're in 3D. Yeah, you're wearing a blue night. Can you see my violet? But say this doesn't count because I have the pink. I have the pink on. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Anyways, I wanted to just speak about a few people, because I was like, I see these beautiful WayShowers coming out here, and they pretty much like fry their system completely like me. Frying our systems, heating up and heating up are vortexes with Christ consciousness and God consciousness, and gamma rays and solar rays for all of you guys. For the collective consciousness, for the planet, the multiverses, the universe, because that's our real full service. And then we get up and create these beautiful curriculums for you, and then we hear nothing but all this judgment, all this really funny stuff coming in. And I've seen this, but it's mostly with other people, and I just sit there laughing, just going, really? Well, what do you do? This is my big one in the house. He always comes out. This one always comes in. He goes, so what do they do? He's like, they're still in a third dimensional job. So, sweetheart, let it go. Let's remove the cord from this one. So, and that's it. Let's just dissolve this. And it's like a big one in the house always says, he'll be like, I'm coming in because you're getting really crazy down there. The big one in the house is my avatar. Well, I'm going to say he's like the oversoul at this point. This is like the biggest one will come in. And he can read everything in my field. I'm going to say he because he pretty much is. It sounds like a man anyways. And will come in and just start clearing my field, but has to move me through my illusions really fast, especially because I do get I do get triggered on this. I do. And then I'm like sitting there like this, and I'm like, and like buzzing and like vibrating as he's coming in and just saying, move through your illusions. Like, oh my God. But anyways, this is what really happened. So I'm going to say that's what's like, you're obviously, you're still somehow in a third dimensional job or a fourth dimensional job. It's just wouldn't understand it. That's what the higher selves always say, is like they really don't understand what it is, what's happening, and it's like the fourth dimensional game, and this is what we're looking at. So I need you to dissolve this with inside of you. I need you to remove this cord, to remove this timeline. I need to wipe this timeline. We're gonna have to go through a template wipe again, because it keeps coming up and it keeps coming in. And then there's a point where it's not anymore. Okay. So there comes a point where we just sit here going, okay, so what can we do to expand the consciousness of our family? And how can we expand the consciousness? And then you're looking for words. And then you're sitting there like this because you know you're at a mastery and you have all of these masters looking at you with their clipboards and their checklist like this. Literally, eventually you'll see gold little boards, and when you get up into the God realms, and they'll be sitting there going, check, okay. Seeing how you actually master everything. And it's actually really funny. And so they'll be standing there just watching you, and then I just sit here and go, this is the reason why we look up, and we look up for years. Well, you'll be looking up like this, like forever, because you really are looking at a 40-foot being standing over looking at you. At least mine are around me. So I wanted to share some Indaras before I get off, because we'll all keep talking. And I always say we all will keep talking. This is a new one that came from my beautiful soul sister Rose. So I love you, Rose, but this one's super special. And it's really really transmitting. I think this one's a mermaid one. It's lots of mermaid energy. So I'm going to show you the Syrian one. Came with a whole Syrian vortex. Beautiful little blue Syrians. It's really pretty. So I just want to activate you. I saw Syrians coming out of this. Saw dolphins. Ooh. So the Stargate open. And that would be the reason why we're looking at all of this, right? So the Stargate, when the Stargate dialed in and the Stargate opened, you guys are going to have to go through gateways. Gateways are what gateways are. And it really is to dissolve the fourth dimension right now. So I'm speaking about experience. So I was laying here and the gate dialed in at 1:54. I was laying for about 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden I could see the quantum crystalline energy matrix. Obviously, I know the Indaras showed up, and I wasn't going to bring them in yet. I was letting them activate anyone they were around at that point. I said, just go activate those people, and open their hearts. And then eventually I received them. So I saw a dolphin swimming in my pineal gland, like all around me, and I could hear dolphin Stargate. So the dolphins are assisting us right now in the crystalline, I'm going to say crystalline diamond energy matrix. The dolphins are assisting through the Stargate system. So you want to tune into the dolphins. And they really do have, I just want you to know, when you go into the master templates, master 9, 10, 11, and 12, when you actually get to these master templates, they really do have checkboards. They're crystal palettes, though. They're crystal palettes. And they really are checking you. It's actually really funny. It's like when you're speaking in purity, they're gold, because I've seen them come out. I've seen them fly from the God realms, and just going check. Yes, and Apollo is one of my checklisters. So and I was like, anyways, I'm not saying you don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me a few years ago. So the dolphin energies and the quantum dolphin energies are coming in. The dolphins are going to be helping you for the next 10 days and connecting. So it is a dolphin Stargate. Lots of mermaid energies, and then I saw a bunch of mermaids come in too. So mermen was probably about a few weeks ago, and now it's mermaids saying we are the mermaids, and I'm like, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful experience. Let me see if any others want to say hello to you. This is another one, and these ones are all mermaid activations. Beautiful aquatic mermaids. This is from my beautiful sister Rose. Gifted me all of these Indaras. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. So when I got them, receiving, right? Wow. The Andaras will really purify you a few days before you even receive them. Yeah. I love you too. It's the Andarian collectives. So receiving, the collective consciousness is developing mastery for receiving and receiving through the heart. Right? So I've been doing that too. But boy, did they pull everything out. I was like, oh my gosh. It's like everything's coming out as I was going through them. And I was like, I don't know how to receive, but I do know how to receive. And that's not what it is. So when you work with an Indara, so that's the ego. That's what we call the ego, moving through the ego. So you'll think all this stuff. You're always going to think all this. And that's actually your ego, right? Oh my God, I can't receive. That's your ego, because that's an illusion. So you want to move through your illusions and to realize that's just an illusion. Okay, so if you actually knew what the Indaras are doing, the Andarians, what they do is they'll pop you open like a puffer fish. And that's what they do. They pop you open like a big puffer fish. Okay? And you're gonna blow open and blow up. So as you blow up, okay, you're gonna be able to see all of your veils, all of your illusions within like a nanosecond at a light speed. You'll be able to see all of your matrices coming out. So if you realize that that's what they're doing, you can have so much more fun with them. They do it to dissolve all your programs. So they literally lift it off of you. But what they're doing is they're tuning and toning you at the same time. So it really is like an instant. So everything will be shown to you. So when they're showing me all this, it's like I sit there and I'm with the Andarian collectives and I'm talking to them and I say, yep, okay, here we go. So then we start kind of singing our song. Here's our song. All right, so this is an illusion, that's an illusion, and then we have to pick everything apart. Okay, we see now receiving, we see judgment. Oh my God, this is expectations. Now we're going into energetic exchanges, into service. Oh my God. Okay, so everything coming up is like anything and everything that's left, they will just bring it out of you. My first experience with them, I had the most profound experiences, and then I dropped. The reason why I dropped is because I was vibrating high, and I also allowed myself around contracts that were in a third dimensional frequency, so that was a big drop. They will move they will tune in tone and activate light in your body, your light codes, and so much more, because I went really fast with them, and I've had really funny experiences with them. But for now, I have merged my consciousness and I have upgraded to an Andarian system. So now I am an Andara. And I am an Andarian system. My sun in my universe is an Andara sun. It actually is the Andara sun. And I hang out with the sun a lot. And that's what happened after so many years. So as I merged my consciousness with them, the multidimensional of them and the source of them, I actually became them. It's the same thing with crystals. I did the same thing with crystals in the beginning. So I'm just going to show you just a few if you guys are wanting to hang out, because I always go a little bit longer. And that was another thing too. That was like the other thing as a WayShower is like 30 minutes. Yeah, right. It's quantum, right? What we're doing is we're moving through multiple timelines together. Merging through multiple timelines together. So this is a little pink one who wants to say hello. They're all individually a universe. So most times crystal children can see them. Crystal children can see everything coming out of them. Most likely the universes and galaxies and the multiverses that they transmit out. And that's what they transmit. So they're higher vibrational. They'll jump you out of your skin. You won't be able to handle them. And we know it. And it's okay. You'll have to merge with them. And once you merge with them, you'll be able to see they're gate holders for the 5D. And most likely you'll pass the gate. They'll upgrade you really fast and then you go right in. It's actually really, it's like taking you through a Stargate and just sliding through the plasma fields and just going, all right, I'm just gonna push you through just a little bit at a time. And they'll pass you through, and then you'll have like a little Yeah, a little beautiful space with them, a little beautiful void space with them, and then you can go sit, and you can actually sit in the void space. You have to work through everything, and then you can go back in. Okay, so they're really beautiful. Deixa eu focusar em ti. Deixa eu sentar. See, they communicate. So they actually changed everything for me. And since a lot of people did, and I have really great master teachers too. But these are my master teachers. It's the Enduring Collectives. And pretty much taught me everything. A lot of what I know multidimensionally. So kind of just like merging my consciousness with them. And just saying, just stay over here in this gate system, please. You know, and that's where I'm at. It's like going to the royal platforms too as well. I hit Andromeda Networks probably about a few years ago, so that's been a beautiful experience. I'm actually seeing the Yannis more, way more. I actually saw them today. So I passed through a massive gate. There's different levels of galactic consciousness and different processes. So I passed through the gates. I did a while ago, but this is another new gate, new processing. I guess they'll have to process me, but not really. It's kind of like the next gate system, so I can see all the feline races and the different Yanni councils around me and stuff. And that's a gate center. So passing into the Aurora Earth, connection to Andromeda will reconnect through the crystal spiral system, and you should be able to see full-blown Andromeda galaxy through your pineal gland, and then you should be able to see it through your hologram screen in your heart center or your super quantum computer system. You should be able to see it like clear as day. You should be able to know if you're reconnecting, most likely from your crystal crown. If you actually look straight and out, through your vehicle, you should be able to see directions and coordinates and actual coordinates and alignment. And it's through the crystal spiral. So it took about a few years. And not only that, but I'm also bringing my family through it too. So, and they don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. So. Is that the missions are a mission, right? There's like somehow you wound up on my ship. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. My mom's watching. It's like, really? It's like, go lay in your crystal beds when you guys go to sleep. You guys will be all right. They have like little crystal beds for every one of them. They get to upgrade. But yeah, kind of connecting and merging your consciousness to these little babies. They help me through the gates, and then they help me and assist me through the through everything actually. So it's like through everything, but it's a reconnection to Andromeda. So your reconnection will be through the crystal spiral. You should be able to look up, measure it. You should be able to look up and see a straight coordinate upwards, and then that develops as it reconnects. You should be able to see the actual system, galactic system, stargates, and galaxies, and everything else. Transmitting Andromedan galaxy was clear in 2019 through my pineal gland. So it takes, if that's like we're in 2022, just kind of like trying to help you guys get along in a sense, kind of move along. That was about three years ago. Yeah. I'm on my sixth level of integration with Yanni councils. I'm passing through a gate system. They said I can talk about it. Yeah. Just a little bit about it. I don't mention them that much. So I do respect this race, obviously. They're my family. But anyways, it's my higher self. Transmitting. That's the sixth level system that they have to move me through. So I went through all the processing, the process system too as well, and now I'm passing through this gate. Right, guys? Yeah, it's another merging integration, most likely with one of my other angelic human higher selves, multidimensionals from another time cycle. And it seems like it will be another Anuhazi. As I merge with another, I think it's Emerald Order. Yeah, it's an inward order from a third seeding. And as I merge through with this one, because you have to merge all your angelic humans, and there's a whole process that has to happen. So as I merge through this one, most likely I think in a year I'll probably go through the next level gate. But it's really nice to be this close to home. So it's actually a really beautiful process. Okay, så focus on ti. Focus on ti. Collective disclosure. It really depends on, there's pretty much millions and billions of collectives. It all depends on where you are. So I'll answer that question. It all depends on what dimension you're in. In the fifth dimension, it would be a no. So the fifth dimensional higher systems really depends on the dimension that you're in. Love, light, shining. Thank you so much. I'm sending so much love to you guys. If you are WayShowers, and like I said, I will be putting it up here. If you guys are WayShowers, like I said, don't give up on what you do. Value yourself too, as well. One day your higher self will open you enough for you to understand the fifth dimensional energetic exchanges and how all of that works. If you want to, you can connect to the crystal kingdom. You can connect to the Andaras in meditation, and the Andarians in the collective meditation. Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. You can connect to them, and they actually will assist you with a data download in order for you to understand how all works. And hopefully they'll be able to assist you, but you're going to have to clear the root chakra and the lower chakras if you're just WayShowers, and transitioning from the 3D to 4D frequency bandwidths, and everything is a frequency bandwidth. And hopefully that will be able to assist you too as well. They should be able to show you how everything works. So everyone's belief system's their belief system, and it's fine. But the really funny thing is that if you guys could open up your hearts more, please open up your hearts somehow. There's so much coming in from Christ to God consciousness and the Christic Sophia, penetrating that light. You guys are just going to keep getting blown open and open. You're going to have to move through all these contracts. So just open your hearts, because like everyone's belief systems, or your belief systems resonates, doesn't resonate. But one day when you're at the end of Ascension and you're actually listening to this transmission, and you're at the final completion of your Ascension, okay? You eventually are going to understand what I'm saying. Okay? One day you will. And it's like, resonates, it doesn't matter if it resonates or not. You will have that explosion when I'm asking and saying, or I'm transmitting from source or God consciousness, for you to open your heart and to stop projecting into others' fields that are WayShowers and healers and psychics, and pulling energy off of them and demanding that you answer my questions. That's crazy. Okay, I just want you to know that, like, you really have to open your heart big time. But you know what? You might need those timelines in order for you to integrate your divine masculine too, for you to stand in your power for the first time. But I hope everyone will open their hearts to this, and the judgment and the belief systems. And a true master knows how to stand in center, in silence, and in peace, and with their heart open. Okay? So you're most likely still playing out the 3D and the 4D. Anyways, I hope this is able to help you just work on the heart center and expand the heart. And I'm sending like so much love, especially to a lot of psychics and psychic mediums, healers and other people. It's like where their energy fields are being drained. There's a lot that needs to be readjusted. I'm just going to work on it in my collectives. So I hope that everyone anchors their divine masculine as far as the community goes, everyone that I work with. I hope you guys get to anchor that divine power too as well. Value yourself and release your enslavement contracts. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm sending love to you very much. And just remember to open the heart. And anyone else is like, just open the heart, you know, kind of focus on the heart. And it's really like just the avatar wanting to come in and talk about just a few things. Um, and hoping that it transitions really soon, because I have beautiful people that are psychic mediums and healers and mentors and coaches and are shamans, beautiful shamans and entrepreneurs that I work with. I've worked with hundreds of people, um, just beautiful people, and I see them just like having to keep resetting these contracts, and kind of moving through, and then eventually they stand into their divine power. But like I said, what you transmit out, what you're transmitting and projecting out here, okay? Projecting out here. You keep transmitting, projecting out. You're going to keep repeating. You'll have to repeat the same thing. Whatever it is you're transmitting out, that is the reflection mirrors. So I always tell everyone, do you know you're still in the reflection mirrors? Do you know how the reflection mirror template works? Are you understanding this? Do you know you probably have been here for like 6 years or 7 years or 10 years? Do you know you're still here? Okay. So you have to see if you can learn how to break your mirrors and bust those mirrors down. You're going to bust your mirrors down. That's self-mastery. So inner peace, oneness, stillness. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you guys want help with that one, connect to connect to a Native American or some type of spirit guide that's a Native American, medicine man or woman. Connect to that frequency. Connect to that guide, and that guide will teach you a lot. Any type of Native American, yeah, or Peruvian master too as well. There's some Aztec shamans, but anyways, you can connect to a shaman can show you that. The shamans are spirit guides too. They can actually connect with you, so you can always connect in meditation to a master of like Native American or Peruvian or an Aztec or whatever it is, someone that has mastery that would be able to show you that. Okay, that's an idea. You would learn a lot just by connecting, merging their consciousness to yours. They would teach you mastery. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Elemental plane. Love you. Just remember, heart's open.